next guest is a very funny actress and comedian you know from shows such as Vice Principals and The Last OG. She's starring in the second season of The Righteous Gemstones. New episodes are available Sundays on HBO and HBO Max. Let's take a look.
BJ, I'm saying something nice right now.
You're right. I'm sorry. This is an exciting day. Let's not ruin it.
The only ones who can ruin it are the ones who try to hold us back. Like your family.
Nobody can hold us back. Not when I'm wearing this.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, shake that cake.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Edie Patterson.
Hi, Seth.
Welcome back. Congratulations on season 2.
Thanks.
Congratulations on your outfits. You really get to wear some fantastic outfits.
Yeah, they really go for it.
Yeah.
With Judy's outfits.
Do you get excited
when you... Trust.
Sorry, who's the shout out to? I don't want to speak.
Sarah Trust,
Okay.
our genius of a costume designer.
Yes, she's done. Do you get excited when you see the outfits?
I get really excited because I would say 9 times out of 10, I've got 2 categories, and it's either like church chic or ice skater. Like what an ice skater would wear to go like, I'm gonna get crazy today. Yeah.
You talked to last time you were here, you grew up in Texas, you grew up in a religious family,
Yep.
and you did not sort of suggest to your mom that she watch season 1, or maybe your mom wasn't suggesting it to other people.
Yeah, my mom was very into it, but she probably, I said, wasn't telling people at church.
Okay, gotcha.
Now that's changed.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and if they're not into it, they can hit the bricks.
All right.
As far as my mom's concerned.
I'm very happy that your mom is being supportive of this.
My mom's always been supportive of
Right.
it. She just knew, like, maybe some people don't talk to him about it. But the weird thing is, like, I just was with her recently, and everyone she talks to about it and everyone who's sort of close to us is, like, fully on board. They're, like, real into the Gemstones. They're real into, like, how nasty Judy is. Like, even if they're real churchy, like, they're down to clown. But the weird thing about going home is, like, I don't know, there can be this aspect of, like, super, super excited from people because they know how hard you've worked, or this weird thing where they're like, I don't know, you almost get humbled because I just was there, and this dude we kind of know from growing up came up to me, and he was like, hey, I, kind of with a sad voice or disappointed voice, haven't seen you on anything. How's it all going? I haven't seen you on anything. And I was like, it's going great. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm mostly just busy working on the show that I'm on and that I write for. Sorry, I'm not on baseball. And I'm like sitting there getting pissed, and I'm thinking like, man, I know for a fact you had a girlfriend, a grown woman girlfriend, who moved out not too long ago, who took all your furniture while you were somewhere else. And I know you've been living with 1 chair in your house for at least a few months. And not because you can't go buy other chairs, just because you're that dude. So, like, don't tell me, like, I haven't seen you on anything.
You gotta have a second chair before you come to me.
Yeah, for real. Like, have a second chair if you're gonna be disappointed in my life.
Did you find out early in your life in Texas that comedy was a skill you had? Were you appreciated?
Yeah, well, I was definitely appreciated in my house and then with my friends. And I would definitely try things. I went through definitely a phase where, like, everything funny to me was acting like things I had already seen. So there's, like, probably 1,000 VHS tapes of me being Pat from SNL.
Right.
And, like, there's probably 1,000 VHS tapes of me being Fire Marshal Bill, and like, but I would try like things I had discovered like on my own in my room, and then I would do them with them. Like, there's a classic one. I don't know why I think you can do this, but
I don't think I can. Oh, I definitely can't. I don't know why you thought I could, but tell everybody what you're about to do.
I can talk with my mouth closed, and this was a thing I discovered trying to be funny for my friends.
Okay.
And it started from like at a slumber party, screaming so parents couldn't hear. Like we're up screwing around or whatever. And I screamed into a pillow and I went, Oh, I bet that I could do that inside my mouth. Oh, and I bet I can say sentences.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than show us.
But I thought you could do this. Okay.
I definitely can't do it.
But it's just like, I can really just like say, I can say anything that I would normally say. But it's creepy because it's almost like there's someone inside of me.
I mean, that was exactly what you said you were gonna do, and I still couldn't expect it to be like that.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's weird. You gotta get some air in there. Yeah.
Nope. That was almost a level of some like a trait somebody might have in a horror film. But who introduced you to horror? Because I know that was something you.
My dad loved horror movies.
Okay.
And as a result, my sister and I loved horror movies.
That's great.
Yeah, way too young.
Okay.
Like really young. Like probably saw The Shining when I was 8.
Yeah, that's too young.
But like, my brain was so weirdly altered from it that when normal things would happen in real life, I would think, oh, something supernatural is happening to me.
Okay.
This is happening.
This is something that would happen to you at what ages?
Like, oh, the one I'm thinking of right now, I was probably 17.
Okay.
Not a child.
Okay, gotcha.
Like,
yeah.
a child, but not a child, closer
Right.
to an adult. But I was at my my grandmom's in LaGrange, Texas, and I had gone for a run. It was just getting dusk, and like at the top of every hill where she lived, there was a light. And so you could see something far away in the hill, but when you ran, you couldn't see it. And anyway, out for a run, I see this shape coming over the road. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, somebody running. And then I turn back around, and it's exponentially closer than it was. Like, way closer than a human being could be.
Yeah.
But my brain, because of horror movies, goes, demon, get inside. Fully thought it was a demon, ran to my grandmom's house, locked the door. She had these sort of like full windows in the front, like floor-to-ceiling windows in the front, and those vertical blinds. And I remember crouching on the floor, like shaking, looking out the blinds, waiting for a demon to come past on the road. And my mom and my grandmom were like, what are you doing on the ground? And I'm like, it's not a big deal. I don't want to talk about it right now. And so I'm looking. The weirdest thing is I fully thought a demon would come by, and it was some dude on a 10-speed, like doing that with no hands. Going faster than a human would.
Yeah. With the bike,
yeah.
you go faster.
The
Yeah.
first earthquake I ever experienced in LA, I really thought, like, here we go, dimensional shift. Because the floor was like rolling, and I'm like, okay, it's happening. This is like dimensional shift, rapture, one of those. Okay.
And then are you deeply relieved when you find out that it's something like an earthquake?
Always.
Okay, good.
Yes.
There's no party that's a little bummed it wasn't a demon?
No, I don't want it.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I don't want
That
it.
is good to hear.
Yeah, I don't want it. I do not
You
want it.
seem like you're a little on the fence.
No, I'm not on the fence. I'm thinking about this time that I woke up in the night and looked to the side of my bed. Wow, we're really getting into it now. And there was like a shape by my bed.
Uh-huh.
Like a very dark shape. And I was half asleep. In my brain, I went, scare it. And so from the depths of my sleep, I went, oh! Like really, really deep. And Dan, my husband, goes, what's happening? And I was like, there was this thing, I had to scare it back to hell or whatever. So we're laying there, it's silent, and Dan goes, why'd you scream so deep like that? And then I'm kind of scared that he's saying that because I don't totally know how I sounded. And he was like, yeah, it was really, really deep. And I was like, well, I was trying to scare it. I don't know. And then beat. He goes, it sounded kind of like you were possessed. And I'm like, great, dude.
Well, I mean, no offense, but I feel like Dan had the scarier night.
Okay, fair.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. Congrats
having me.
again.
Thanks.
Edie Patterson, everybody. New episodes of The Righteous Gemstones Will you actually say real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Will you say that they're available Sundays on HBO and HBO Max with your mouth closed?
Yes.
Hi, they are available Sundays on HBO and HBO Max.